And a happy Tuesday to you. Hi, Pastor Brian.
Well, hello. How are you?
Mostly good.
Mostly good.
Mostly good.
That's pretty good.
Let me catch you up here.
Yes.
So,
what's the latest?
So yesterday, the day off, I had I had several goals, but the big goal was I had about 15 feet of boxes in the dining room that are just sitting there. 15 feet of them.
That's a good number, right?
Yeah. And so I said, by the end of Monday, I'm going to go through, and remove 15 feet worth of boxes, a couple of deep. Like, there was a lot.
Yeah.
So I was able to knock that out.
You got all the boxes
Yep.
put away. Everything's put away.
Well,
boxes.
Everything's put away that was in that pile of boxes.
In that pile of boxes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's productive.
Yep. The only two boxes
That's
left
very
in there
productive.
are 2 boxes of books that go with a bookshelf.
Yeah.
But I'm missing some shelves right now, and I'm going to get those
that
made.
seems unproductive then, to just take them out.
Or move them, because they're boxes of books.
Boxes of books.
You know what those weigh.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're going to stay close to the bookcase for when I get the shelves made.
Fair enough.
So,
yeah.
But I dealt with, like I said, about 15 feet of ungone through stuff, and repositioned, moved, stored, dealt with all that kind of stuff. And
Okay.
I still had time to make dinner.
Yeah. And supplies, so you could make dinner too.
Yes,
which is
I went to the
another
grocery store.
another entire thing.
Yep. So once in a great while here, it's a recipe I brought to Linda in the kitchen. Are these Asian tacos with kind of a spicy beef in it? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So I
yeah.
found that recipe. I made it at home. Brought it to Linda. People want it now. It has cilantro and carrots and rice so I was like, hadn't made that in a while. So I made that last night for dinner, and
Beautiful.
Rachel liked it. My dad liked it. Everybody, it's a winner. So
That's great.
So I
That's
did
great.
that. I still have a lot left to do, including, and it may be weeks before I hang a single picture on the wall. I
Well-
still got a lot of that to do.
Yeah.
So
Moving is it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's character building.
Mm-hmm.
It'll either break you, or it'll grow your character. One of the two.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't broke me yet, so you know it's the house still feels like it's echoey. You know
Sure.
what I'm saying?
Sure.
It doesn't feel homey yet.
Doesn't feel like home yet.
Because there's too much emptiness.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's some things we need to do, hanging pictures, and we actually need to add a little bit of furniture because this is it's a larger house to accommodate my dad. Now
Right.
his room is all set up, and our bed and dressers are set up, but there's some emptiness.
Something's missing.
Some things are missing.
Do you think it's that
my
that
heart.
pumpkin?
No, it's
that,
my heart. My
oh,
heart is
no,
missing.
your heart is
I gotta
missing.
move
yeah,
my heart in.
yeah.
No, well, if I tried to bring that pumpkin home,
I was wondering maybe there's enough room now.
I would be sent back to church
Yeah.
with the pumpkin.
I
But by the way, we're only like 30 days out from
I
it,
think we are in pumpkin spice
from
season.
from living
Yeah.
in here, right? So as soon as we start talking about trunk or treat, I feel it's fair game to pull out the Pastor Ben pumpkin.
Yeah.
I'd say it's good to wear costumes.
Costumes too.
Costumes too.
So now I'm hearing for broadcast we have to wear costumes in the month of October.
In the month of October.
In the month of October.
So we have time.
Yeah, clearly that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But I like the input, the good brainstorm. Everybody gets a little say in that. I appreciate that from behind the camera today. But no. So
Below 90 degrees, it
Yeah.
feels like
Yeah, let's
feels
put-
like reformation,
yeah,
doesn't
right.
it?
It's below 100. Let's put on costumes over our clothes. It's cold now. Even though it's the same temperature in here year round, right?
Yes.
Um,
yes.
So, no, I think there's just I think we need some more area rugs and things like that to deaden some sound. Things like that.
Yes.
That will come in time. But it's nice to get rid of some of the clutter in the house. And
Yeah.
and honestly for me, and the reason I keep talking about this, I always feel like I'm fully home when the pictures are on the walls. Once I have artwork on
yeah.
or family photo, once that happens, I feel like I'm home. And to have just blank walls right now, it feels like I'm occupying somebody else's space.
Yeah.
But I will give you an update. It is for sure on Friday that I am going to get the water softener.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you were going to invite everyone from the
Yeah,
congregation
you'd
over.
love to come over and
Yeah.
help me.
By Friday, it'll all be done.
Yeah, we're having
Come
an open
on over.
house. Come
Yeah.
on over.
Yeah.
Bring furniture.
A piece of furniture
bring
to
a
share.
piece of furniture. I'm going to put a list on Facebook.
Sure.
Of things I need. No, we're going to get our water softener, which is huge because if you've ever lived without a water softener out here, you know how miserable it is. So
I've noticed you try to get things on the calendar, like, oh, I'm going to have a clock person come over, or
Got
oh, I'm
that
going to have
done.
this thing, and it's just there's a lot of things, but it doesn't always happen as you expect either.
No, sometimes
I
they
feel
cancel,
like-
sometimes they back
Yeah.
out. But I did sign the. This is not an endorsement, by the way. Culligan man. Well, it was a Culligan woman actually.
Yeah.
Contract. So
Okay, so they did sell you on it because that's time we were up in the air.
I told them
You were
I told 'em.
convinced.
I'm like, you don't have to sell me a thing. Just come over here.
Did they
and get
still
the
have to do the
paperwork."
water test for you?
They did, and I'm like, you don't need to do it. I know. I know
But
what
they
this is
did
like.
it. Yep.
Like I've lived in Las Vegas cumulatively for over 10 years. I know. Just give me the contract. So they did, and Friday is softened water and fresh drinking water day. So I'll stop drinking the gravelly water because I'll get a filter for that too. So,
Okay.
so
Okay.
things are looking up. Things are good.
That's
I
great.
gotta stop at Home Depot or Lowe's or one of those
Mm-hmm.
and pick up a few items to mount some things on the walls. And I have that stuff somewhere. I'm not going to spend 6 hours looking for it. I'm just going to go get picture hangers, that kind of stuff. And I got to buy 160 pounds of salt today
Yeah.
because that's what it takes to fill the thing. So
No, don't mess your back up.
I'm going to go very slowly.
Please
and,
do.
And if I can, I will buy 25-pound bags versus 40-pound bags.
There you go.
Easier to move, right?
Yeah.
So we had a finance meeting on Sunday. And
That's right. That was
and-
this past week.
and some of you tuned in online, some of you were there. We're essentially, when you boil it all down, we're on budget. Things never play out the way you expect them to.
No, it's funny how it's still coming in pretty close, but it
You
always
have-
takes an unpredictable path.
You always have,
can't-
things are lower here, but things are higher here. But in the previous year, they were in a different it's
Configuration.
Just, yeah, but when you boil it all down, we're on budget. We're about $62,000 in the red, meaning in deficit, and that's about where we expected to be at this time
At the
of year.
coming out of the summer.
Yeah, and so that is not a surprise. That is not, unwelcome. Of course, we'd always like to be at 0 or above, but we actually, per our plan at the beginning of the year, we're hitting that mark where we need to be.
Well, I'll just say there are times since I have been at that church where it has not been that close
Yeah.
at this time of
Yeah.
year.
And honestly, there's
and it
even
just-
since I've
Yeah.
been here for now 6, we've been able to kind of make up where we need to be by the end of the year, mind you. But there have been some summers where we've really dropped and we had to scramble to kind of get ourselves
that's true,
back
too.
up. So, but this is our first budget year where we get to almost to the end of summer. We're like, oh, we're just about where we thought we'd be.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
thank God for that. And we still have some work to do to finish the year. There's no doubt about that. But that's a nice thing. So, I'm very glad about that. And we also finished off our KCLC radio sermon series on Sunday, and we had a great song sung by Tim Searcy and Dana Martin.
Yes, we did.
And we give thanks for them and for Philip to work with them through the week to make sure that was ready to go. I mean, last Tuesday, we finished broadcast, and who walks by the hallway but Tim and Dana as they were going down to our practice room that has our mini grand piano just down the hall here, and they were working on it. So we give thanks
Yeah.
for Philip.
It takes a
working with them.
lot for them to come in during the week and, jobs and everything. They,
Yeah.
have been coming in, working on it during the week, and
Yep.
then all weekend long
Yep, 4 different times.
offering that song.
Yep.
So
yep.
it's a lot.
Takes a lot. And you are headed to Utah.
Correct.
Is that
So-
Friday you leave or Thursday you leave?
So I'll actually leave Saturday.
Saturday. Okay.
Yes, since it's a long weekend, we're just gonna.
Oh, because of Monday, right?
yes,
Right.
we're gonna
Yeah.
we're gonna leave on Saturday. Usually we go and we get there on Friday, but this year, because a lot of our group is tenting, they didn't want to set up when it's already dark out.
No, I
which
can't
makes
blame 'em.
sense.
Yeah, come
so,
during the day.
So just come on
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah. So do you? Let me ask, because I didn't ask this before. So this is a fresh question. Are you responsible? You personally responsible for programming for the whole weekend, or is it just there's a lot of free time, a time to get down, and then there's this, but then there's free time again? How does that play out?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
So I am partially responsible. I know the whole agenda. I was involved in it all. There's a scout leader, and this scout leader is leading the hikes
Okay.
because I believe the group is capable of doing more than some of them believe that they are capable of doing.
Okay.
And last time there was a scramble hike that we did that might have been just a touch over the edge
A little over the top.
for
Some folks.
just some of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you and your boys did it.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
did it no problem.
That's right. That's
yes.
right.
Everybody did it. Everybody did it no problem.
But
But-
they were a little tired at the end. That would be the time if I was going with, I'd be going down to Cedar City to do some antiquing.
Ooh.
That would be my part of the camp out.
No, I mean it's good, and there's a lot of fun stuff, and yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So you'll have some
So-
time with your family too. Is
So
what
yeah,
I'm
I'm gonna
hearing.
get some since we're. I mean, it's really hard to be in charge of everything when we've got families, we've got scouts,
you got
we've got
youth.
youth group kids, and so you kind of have to delegate different sections, do different things.
That's right.
And so everybody goes their own way, and
That's good.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
regroup at times.
then
and
we'll regroup around the campfire, do a little
Yeah.
worship.
That's great.
and Yeah.
Good,
yeah.
good, good. I know I'll see you here on Thursday, but I was just curious about all
Yeah,
of that.
so I'm spending some time going through. So all the different groups come back at the end of the day, then they all have to perform a skit of some sort around the campfire to do,
So a little
different things.
homework during the
little
day.
homework during the day, and so I'm kind of going through what are they?
That's great.
What does everybody need to bring back?
And
the different
it's been
groups?
years, but I remember that at night up there in the mountains in Utah, that if you're away from the campfire, the sky is amazing at night.
It's very beautiful. Yeah,
You know,
it is.
you
it
see
is.
the
I mean,
Milky
you can,
Way
You can
and-
you can see the Milky Way. It is there. If they made a few adjustments and did a little bit more to keep the light that they have on all the time, if they did a little bit more to keep it facing downward,
shield it
a little bit,
Yeah.
it would be really really wonderful. So, but as it's fantastic. You get to see.
Yeah.
you
So
see
much
a
more
lot.
than the
Yeah.
city light you hear here. I did get a report that it is raining in some parts of the valley right now.
How about that?
Yeah, I'm not.
You keep waiting for it. It doesn't necessarily look like rain, the things I've seen, but it looks different than
Yeah.
it has looked
Yeah,
the
that's-
past few months.
Correct. Not a cloud in the sky and 120. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was reported that on the
about
south end of
that?
town there is some rain right now. I
Okay.
don't know how. As you know, if you're in Vegas, you know that sometimes it rains in certain spots and not others, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's only the west side and not anywhere else. But
Right.
But there's
it's
some
rare
rain
that
out
the
there.
whole valley gets.
rain at the
Rain.
same time.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. So, but yeah, we'll take the respite from the heat for a little bit. We're still working on the elevator.
That's good.
Parts are
Yeah,
on
wait
order.
for-
No guarantee we'll have them by the weekend. I just want kind of get that out there. But we've done our due diligence. We've put it in their hands. We've also said, move as fast as you can.
And they just have to wait on
Something showing up.
that
they've
these
not in
parts
town.
that are needed for
Repair.
repair.
Yeah. Yep.
It's not.
It's they're not napping. They're waiting for it, and then they get over here and install it.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
And got to see our friend Frank today.
Still here.
If you don't
Yeah.
know who that is, Frank is our personal plumber here at
We
Community
like to find
Lutheran
little
Church.
projects for Frank,
Frank.
just to see him
Yep.
every
As
now and
soon-
again.
As soon as you see him, I know he's always happy to see us because he'll probably win another trip to some exotic location for the amount of business that once again we've thrown at him.
And a great guy.
We love Frank.
Yes.
And
yes.
you know how certain banks, if you're a certain type of client, you have a personal banker.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're at the level of plumbing that we have a personal plumber. If there were points to be earned, we'd be at the top of the rung on that. So
Well, and that's the thing. Frank tends to drop everything to
and
do what
come
he
to us.
can to
And
help us out.
sometimes it's an
Yeah.
emergency. We love
Yeah.
Frank. We love the work
Yeah.
he does.
He'll be working here at 2 a.m. in the morning.
If need
sometimes
be.
out there digging away.
That's
and,
right.
He does a lot.
Yep, and so
we're
we're very
grateful for that.
very thankful for him. So Frank, if you're watching, give us a discount. So, I'm kidding, but all is good. So this weekend we're going to revisit the KCLC song on Thursday. We've been doing that for the past month here, but today we're going to go back to the 9:30 service. There was a wonderful choir anthem, a choir song that was just beautiful, and we said let's dig into that today.
All right.
And so with that, let's take a listen, and we'll talk about it when we come back.
Bless the Lord, my strength and goodness. Bless the Lord, my shield and tower. Bless the Lord, my true deliverance. Bless the Lord, of love and power. What am I that you should name me? All my days to pass away. What am I, a breath of
There was applause at the end of that. We just edited it out. So it seemed like dead silence, but there was applause at the end of that. So this choir piece, written and composed by two different folks, Mary K. Beal, and she's an Ohio native, and Lloyd Larson, an Illinois native. And so I was just curious about kind of who they were. And she has a bachelor's of music from Ohio Wesleyan, and then she went on to get her master's of music at Ohio State, but then a master's in theological studies at a little place called Trinity Seminary in Columbus, Ohio. Does that ring a bell? Trinity Seminary?
I do know of Trinity Seminary, but
And what denomination is that a part of?
well, isn't that ours?
It is ours. It is ours. Yes, it's a seminary of
I
the
don't know too much about that one though.
Evangelical Lutheran Church in America. So she went to a Lutheran seminary.
Yeah.
Um,
But I don't know much about Trinity in general.
So a lot of our seminaries in the recent years have contracted. Trinity at one time was a larger seminary, and here's the only thing I really know about it was in 1978 we had another seminary 2 hours away in Springfield, Ohio, and it was on the campus of one of our Lutheran colleges, Wittenberg University. I'm sure you've heard of Wittenberg University, and that's one of our Lutheran colleges. And they had a seminary on that campus called Hamma School of Theology. And in 1978, they decided to merge Hamma with Trinity in Columbus. And the only reason I know that is my dad was the last graduating class out of Hamma School of Theology. And I lived, as a grade school kid, I lived on the campus of Wittenberg University for 4 years while my dad was going to seminary. So, and some of the greatest minds of that seminary ended up going off to Columbus to teach. And the fun thing about it, which has nothing to do with the seminaries, is in the summer. Now, this is early to mid 70s. In the summer, this was back in the day when Mom would turn us loose for the day. Like, come home for lunch, come home before it's dark. And, today, none of us would do that with our kids, right, at all. And so turn us loose. And in the summer, because the college kids went home, and it was the 70s, they never locked those buildings. Never. And so we would wander the empty campus of Wittenberg, a college campus, because all the doors, like, we were up in the dorms, like this, dorms that had 200-300 student, like, rooms, like, everything was open. Like, and because we were kids and we were not troublemakers, we were just poking around. Like, we didn't do anything wrong. We probably shouldn't have been in the building, but we weren't, like, doing anything nefarious, right? So as a kid, to sneak around all these empty buildings was a load of fun. It was like built-in castles and forts, and placed. And as boys, of course, what do? Is you play games like war and stuff like that. So you're like doing reconnaissance and hiding and jumping out, and So that's my remembrance of Wittenberg University. So. But so she went to a Lutheran seminary. But Lloyd Larson, the other composer on this, he went to Anderson University in Anderson, Indiana, Masters of Church Music from Southern Baptist Theological Seminary in Louisville, and he had an emphasis on piano and composition. And he also had served as a director of music or minister of music in churches in Indiana and Ohio. So they came together to put this together. And Mary K. Beal has written over like 84 compositions, and I've seen Lloyd Larson, specifically with Hope Publishing. Yeah, I was pointing at Philip over there. I've seen his name on tons of stuff over the years. Like, I don't know who I looked him up, but like, I've seen Lloyd Larson on a lot of stuff over the years. So both accomplished, composers, right? And they worked on this one, and it is based on Psalm 144. So the whole thing we just heard a little bit ago, Psalm 144. So I thought, rather than bounce around the Bible, let's look at parts of Psalm 144 today before we call it a day. So at the beginning, what do we see is Psalm 144, verse 2. He, God, is my loving God and my fortress, my stronghold, my deliverer, my shield, in whom I take refuge, who subdues peoples under me. And so you see in the song itself, bless the Lord, my strength, my shield, my tower, my true deliverance, fount of love and power. So you take the psalm and they recomposed it, but really hits the same themes. And what I find interesting, this is just my take on it. When you hear, he is my loving God and my fortress, my stronghold and my deliverer, my shield in whom I take refuge, who subdues people under me. Often when David, and this is a psalm of David because I looked that up, you hear like, God is my fortress or he is my refuge. But you hardly ever, and this might be the only place, that he associates a loving God with protection. He's often using like military, he's my stronghold and the place of sure defense and the high ground and all that kind of stuff. But it's really fascinating to me to say my loving God and he's my protection. That's not David. I mean, that's not typical David, right? So I think it's apropos for us to think about a loving God who protects us and watches over us. And I make jokes about cracking under the pressure over the last few months, but ultimately it is God who walks with us through the ups and downs and the struggles, and doesn't want us to crack up. Instead, we I think I don't remember if it's 1 Peter or 2 Peter when Peter says, "Cast your cares upon Jesus," or "Cast your anxieties upon Jesus, because he cares for you." And I don't remember if it's 1 or 2 Peter that comes from, but that just reminds me, it's like God wants you to lean on him or find shelter in him or to take a breath in him. And honestly, some of the things I said to some church folks was a week ago, not Sunday, but a week ago Sunday. It's like, man, I just couldn't wait to get to church. just get
turning that, casting your cares.
Yeah, right. It's like I can come here and kind of go, whoo, and I can let go of the other stuff that's going on in my life. And so even just showing up to the church building, and not an empty church building, but filled with church family, it's like there's my refuge, or there's my foundation from all the stresses and the ups. Like I can just come here and just be. And so I guess to me, when I think about this, I don't think about it in military terms. David was in a different place. He was, king and on the front lines and, unifying. That's a different place than we are. But I certainly understand this whole, he is my loving God and my fortress and my stronghold and my deliverer. And we certainly understand that phraseology, even as we kind of move from Old Testament Psalm into Jesus, my deliverer is coming. And he's the one who delivers us from our brokenness too. And it shows compassion and mercy and kindness to us, right? And so I think this is just really fascinating to me to see love and fortress kind of come together in this psalm here. Now, in another section, just the next two verses down, 144, verse 3 and 4, would you share those with us?
Yeah. So it says, "O Lord, what are human beings that you care for them? The Son of Man, mortals, that you care for them. Humans are like a breath. Our days are like a fleeting shadow."
Okay, so this shows up more than once.
It's kind of familiar. Like it is one of those familiar passages that will show up throughout the Psalms.
Yeah.
Which there are a number.
Yeah.
Where they have these familiar passages that really they're powerful too.
So we're going to visit a version of this in Psalm 8 this weekend, and also in 2 Samuel. So I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag yet, but new sermon series starts this weekend, and the first section of this sermon series actually deals with a theme of a version of, what are humans, that you care for them and that you even have regard for us or think about us, right? So, but not from Psalm 144, but it shows up in other places. And I think that's a really great thing, is understanding that God cares, and yet at the same time, God is so tremendously other. Remember, I've told you, God is not just a really good version of us. It's well beyond that. And as the choir anthem goes, what am I that you should name me? All my days pass away. What am I? A breath, a shadow, here on earth, but for one brief day. So that's the anthem version of that verse. And you think, oh my gosh, that we are fleeting. Time on this realm is limited. Not only is a reminder to make the most of what we have, but also to know that this is temporary. And and to be honest, I don't mean this in a condescending way, but I feel bad for folks who don't see that there's more ahead. Because as time ticks by, they become more frantic and scared because the clock is ticking. And there's this need to hold on at all costs. And it's sad. And at the same time, for people of faith, there's like this, this is coming to an end, but there's more, there's more. And there's that communion of saints cheering us on to finish that race and be welcomed home. And so I certainly get this idea that, God is so great, but he still cares and still intimately involved in our life. He doesn't kind of look down and go, well, there's a bunch of Christians there and, there's a big group and I kind of love them down there. But like, no, he knows you and he knows me and he knows you, and he cares about the details of our life and wants to help us and wants to walk with us. And so that to me is that, I don't know if you want to call it the paradox of God is up there and God is so big and, and so other, and yet down here, which explains, theologically speaking, the understanding of Jesus is that he is both transcendent. I'm going to use the big words, transcendent, but immanent, up close. Transcendent means otherly, big, and yet immanent, present. And that is huge. It's a good thing I'm doing a lot of talking. We didn't even know your mic type.
I know, but
Look at that. That's
There you
a
go.
microphone right there.
that's a microphone.
Right. I guess I need an upgrade now.
I've been checking the I did check the batteries not too long ago, but they go fast.
They
go
do.
from all bars
To nothing.
nothing.
Yeah. And I changed mine, I think it was on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So this understanding that God is other, but yet God is intimately involved. And I love that. Man is like a breath. His days are fleeting like a shadow, but yet God regards us as individuals.
Yeah.
I mean, that's some beautiful stuff
Right.
right there. A reason to rejoice, or as the psalm says, to sing a song of gladness and sing a song of praise. And so let's finish with this. So in Psalm 144, verse 9 and 10, it says this: I will sing a new song to you, O God. On a 10-stringed lyre, I will make music to you. To the one who gives victory to kings and who delivers his servant David from the deadly sword. Just FYI, in contemporary language, if somebody calls you a 10-string lyre, I don't think it's a compliment.
Yeah. Well, or maybe they're steeped in the Psalms.
Or they're steeped in the
Yes.
Psalms.
Yes.
But if I hear you 10-string lyre, I'm gonna assume that that's not a positive thing. However, because that caught my eye, Pastor Brian,
Yes.
I had to look this up.
Okay.
That why is it specifically mentioned a 10-string lyre? I'll tell you why. is that typical to ancient Middle Eastern culture, a standard, a regular lyre, just a typical regular old lyre,
A typical lyre.
that's Lyre, by the way, 7 strings.
A 7-string lyre.
That was 5 to 7 was a typical musical stringed instrument.
Okay.
So a 10-string lyre is a fancy one. So what David is saying is, I'm going to sing a new song on the best instrument I have. So that's where this is coming from.
Okay.
So
There you
otherwise,
go.
somebody's going to be saying, why did he mention a 10-string lyre in there? So I was
Yeah.
curious enough that
But
I
a
had to-
typical lyre
Yeah.
could only be 5 strings.
5 to 7, yeah.
Yes.
So a 10 is a fancy one.
All right. Well, I thank you
Yeah,
for
see?
figuring that out.
Yep, you helped me with the Lord's Prayer the other day.
Yeah.
So I figured I'd return the favor with a 10-string lyre.
With a 10-string lyre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Consider us even, Pastor Brian.
I love it.
However, your information was way more interesting than mine. So,
I have a fascination with lyres.
see, there you go.
Yes.
That's why you hang out with me, huh? He wasn't going to say it. So David's saying, I'm going to sing to you, I'm going to compose a new song with the best instrument I have. I want to give you my best because you're the one who will help us achieve the victory even in difficult times. And I can't help but think about in Romans 8 when St. Paul writes, even when bad things happen to good people, overwhelming victory is ours through Christ who loved us. And in the moment, it may not seem like that, but what he's talking about is that victory at Easter that turns death from a destination into a doorway, that we have the victory that tells us life does not end when we take our last breath, but there is so much more, an eternal amount of things more, that victory is already won, and we get to reap the benefits of that.
Yeah.
And so even when David says, you give me victory, God, from like earthly stuff, it is Jesus who comes along and says, I'm going to give you victory over things you have no control over, life and death itself. And so, who am I that you are mindful of me? Well, we see that played out in the cross and the empty tomb. That shows you how much God loves
Absolutely.
us. So, but we're glad you joined us today. We hope you have a great rest of your day in this crisp fall air.
Yes. Go enjoy that.
That's exactly right. And like I said, it might be raining where you are. Enjoy that too. But we hope you have a great rest of your day. God bless you. We love you. Take care, and we'll see you soon. And Philip, will you play us out?